Hi, kids. This is the bear. And one thing I got to warn you, this is called a short one, too. And this is a one-take thing. So whatever we blow it, however we mess up in the beginning, this is how it comes. We're only going to do it once. Well, I guess here comes the other noise in the building. But anywho, this is a short one. And like always, we just come around and say howdy. And as you heard, we are the bear. And we'll start, we'll give you this one here, and hopefully in close to its entirety. Well, once upon a time, a long time ago, and far, far away, and beyond the valley, and way down the hill, and over the woods, and every place else, that you never want to go, there is this valley where these little people are. They're a little bigger than hobbits, and not as big as, maybe your dwarfs and your midgets, and all those other little fidgy little people out there. But these guys here are called treads, they're boss, they're macho bunch of people out there. But, they got this one quirk about them, is that they only eat foods harvested every day. Everything's got to be ultra fresh. If they're going to have a little meat in their diet, that piece of chicken there, that's got to be cut that day, right away, and cooked, and meat. They don't let stuff hang out and everything, But their main staple is rice. They just love the rice. They just go out there, them rice paddies every day, and just harvest up, a bunch of little stuff there and put it in their little rice baskets there and come in there. And we've got a person trying to come in and view ourselves here, too. All right. But one day, they go out to the fields, and this ogre comes down out of the hills, this big, ferocious ogre, the kind that's got the big, bobbiest nose with bobbiest things all over it, dude. And this thing just comes down out of the hills, and it just starts kicking them around, and tromping them into the ground, and just crushing them, just doing all kinds of mean stuff to them. But that's this ogre, and chases them away, and they run home, and Monday, this is Monday, and, well, Mondays are usually bad. That's most people think anyway, so they decided they got fighting a cat here. This cat seems to want to wake up right now in the middle of all of this. But it's Tuesday, so they figure, they'll go back out to the fields now and try it again. So they go back out to the fields and start, pulling up the rice as fast as they could, because they're a little bit hungry, and the mean ogre, he comes down out of the hills again there, and he just starts kicking them around and tromping on them and just smashing them into the soil there, he's just a smelly old funky ogre, and chases them away from the fields. Well, they hungry, they go home, they're hungry, they ain't got no food now again. This is Tuesday, the rabbi, these are all Jewish trids, the rabbi, he's getting hungry because these guys feed him every day. Well, they didn't feed him Monday, and like everybody else, Mondays are bad, and kind of a drag. So, hey, one day that's cool, but Tuesday, the rabbi comes out of his hole and, checks on the rest of the trids there and says, what happened, guys? This is Tuesday. I'm hungry. I didn't get fed. So they tell him about the ogre, with the big bulbous nose there, and the smelly old farty guy, comes down out of the hills, just kicks them all around and tromps on them and everything there. Oh, man, he goes, well, it's all right. Those only happen a couple of days. It won't happen to you again. So he sends them, says, well, Wednesday, go on out. So Wednesday they go out again, they all pile out there into the fields, and they really start pulling up a storm there because, they're hungry, they're ultra hungry. So, same thing happens. Ogre comes down out of the hills, just starts kicking them all over the place, trampling their little selves into the ground there, just making their general life just pure misery, just pure misery. Yeah. Had to do that twice because I like that movement. It doesn't quite match anything, but it's cool anyway. Yeah. Yeah, just chases them out again, and so now they're afraid to go out. This third day in a row. Nobody's been getting fed. The dogs are trying to look a little scared now. To people. There's people are getting hungry once again. So, wow. Rabbi says, well, look, I'll go out to the fields with you. And maybe with another person. We can join more forces and chase them away. So the rabbi goes out in the fields. Down out of the hills again comes this big giant ogre, right? He comes down and he just starts kicking these little guys around all over the place, trampling them into the ground and doing all kinds of mean ogreish things, but he doesn't touch the rabbi. The rabbi's just going, he's watching all this carnage and I don't know what to say, but you notice he doesn't get touched. And when everybody runs off and the ogre just returns and goes back up to the hills, the rabbi's going, hey, what should I do? What should I do? And he figures, okay, tomorrow I'll stand in front of the people because he didn't want to touch me. Maybe he's a man of God. Maybe I can convince him, to leave the trids alone so they can all have food and we can all go back together. I can maybe even find out what this ogre wants. So it comes out, that's Friday, it's like the last day, because they can't work on it like tomorrow. Yeah, no, so they got to go out, head out there and hopefully get enough food before sundown happens. Well, they're all out there, and the rabbi, he's standing there, stern and as straight and as tough as everything right in front of him, right? The ogre comes down out of the hills, and he's looking at all the people there and beyond the rabbi, and the rabbi goes, hey, ogre, why are you messing with my people, Why are you kicking them all around? Why is it that you don't touch me and you touch the rest of my tribe? And the ogre looks down at him and says, silly rabbi, tricks are for kicks. Whoops, kicks are for trids. Well, it's a one-take theater and we blew it. Well, we hope you all have a fun one and definitely repeat that to everybody. And just to furtherly foremost my ultra embarrassment, one of the definitely worst jokes I've heard, and I'll give you all three of the worst jokes I've ever heard. They even been on television, they're so bad. So we hope you all enjoy them. Leastwise better than the last one. Kicks are for trids. Makes my gut just laugh thinking about it there. But anyway, the three worst jokes that I've ever heard is two nuns walked into a bar. I don't know why the second one didn't duck. Horse goes into a bar. The bartender asks, why the long face? Whoa. Cricket goes into a bar. Bartender, hops up on the table there and manages to get the bartender's attention, and the bartender comes over and says, hey, you're a cute little feller. We got a drink named after you. And Grasshopper looks up at him and says, wow, you got a drink named Bob? But anyway, I hope you all forgive me. And maybe we'll try 2 takes next time. No, it should be, we'll stay strictly to 1 take. I'm a Virgo, and if I really worked hard at this, I would have been working on this joke for hours. So if I just give it once and blow it, hey, it's just like I've stood in front of you and blowing it there. So have a nice one. This is a short 1, 2. And this be the bear, and we're saying, wherever we find the stop key, sayonara. Here we go. Do we want to stop recording?